So during that 30-minute to 1 hour consult, the client is going to come into the office generally, unless it has to be by telephone, and sometimes because of emergencies it does. But generally it's best for clients and attorneys to meet each other, and then that way you know, we have a saying here on this planet about good vibes and bad vibes, right? I get a bad vibe from that person, or I get a good vibe from that person, and there is some science behind that, but without delving into that, you've got to make sure that that relationship will work both ways, that there is an affinity and that there is cooperation between the client and the counsel for the client. It's got to be a positive relationship, because negativity is frustrating, and it frustrates the legitimate ends of the representation agreement. So you got to make sure that you believe that you're with somebody who believes in you, and you've got to make sure that you also are going to commit to giving 100% to support your case and your claims, because that's what it takes. It's not something that can be phoned in. It's got to be a full commitment, and because a lot of things are on the line. Things like your family, the rights to your family, the rights to your visitation schedule, the rights to your personal property and how that's going to be divided in a divorce proceeding, your finances, when it's a business situation, when it's a business dispute, how much money are you going to have to pay a vendor who's bringing a claim against you, or are you going to have to pay that claim and their attorney's fees, or do you have a good faith defense to all of it such that you should not pay anything? Or do you have an offsetting claim that should wipe out or even completely gobble up their claim, and you should be the one awarded attorney's fees and money damages for that vendor's breach of contract or business dispute? So there's all these factors going on, and it can be extremely stressful, because life, liberty, and property is what the legal system, that's what the justice system administers, regulates, litigates, and those are three of the most volatile things that can increase stress, anxiety, emotion, anger, frustration, and it can be hard to bear. And that's one of the things that I always try to talk to clients about during that initial consult, is how to deal with the stress of litigation. Many of the clients are first time. It's the first time they've ever been involved in any kind of dispute, and it is stressful. It is not a world that people are comfortable walking around in, and even experienced business owners or others who have been involved in multiple lawsuits still face large amounts, if not huge amounts, of anxiety, stress, and discomfort faced with the division of their liberty, their property, their family, all these things. And by property, I mean money. So anyhow, it's something that I always try to address in an initial consult, and I always try to remind clients that the night is darkest before the dawn, and not to give up the ship. Find positive ways to deal with the anxiety to come, because it will come. But if you deal with it in a positive way, it makes it less burdensome over the course of the lawsuit.